What's up, everybody? It is Ananka, and welcome to my bazaar. Today, I'm going to be reading the story, Demeter's Lost Daughter. This version comes from the book Greek Gods and Heroes by Robert Graves. With all that being said, let our story begin. Hades, the gloomy god of death, was forbidden to visit Olympus, but lived in a dark palace deep under the earth. He met his brother Zeus one day in Greece, their common ground, and confessed, "I have fallen in love with your niece Persephone, Demeter's daughter. May I have your permission to marry her?" Zeus feared to offend Hades by saying, "No, what a horrible idea." He also feared to offend Demeter by saying, "Why not?" So, giving Hades neither a yes nor a no, he winked at him instead. The wink satisfied Hades. He went to Colonus near Athens, where Persephone, busily picking spring flowers, had strayed away from her friends and carried her off in his great horse of a chariot. Persephone screamed, but when the girls came running up, she was gone, leaving no trace behind her except some crushed daisies and cornflowers. The girls told Demeter as much as they knew. Demeter, very worried, disguised herself as an old woman and wandered through Greece searching for Persephone. 9 days she traveled, without food or drink, and nobody could give her any news. At last she headed back towards Athens. At nearby Eleusis, the king and queen treated her so kindly, offering her a position as nurse to the younger princes, that she accepted a drink of barley water. Presently the eldest prince, Triptolemus, who looked after the royal cows, came hurrying in. "If I am not mistaken, my lady," he said, "you are the goddess Demeter. I fear that I bring bad news. My brother Abulius was feeding the pigs at Colonus, not far from here, when he heard the thunder of hooves and saw a chariot rush past. In it were a dark-faced king wearing black armor, and a frightened girl who looked like your daughter Persephone. Then the earth opened before my brother's eyes, and down the chariot rushed. All our pigs fell in after it and were lost, for the earth closed over the hole again." Demeter guessed that the dark-faced king must have been Hades. With her friend, the old witch goddess Hecate, she questioned the sun, who sees all. The sun refused to answer, but Hecate threatened to eclipse him every day at noon if he would not tell them the truth. It was King Hades, the sun confessed. "My brother Zeus must have plotted this," said Demeter in a fury. "I will be revenged on him." She would not return to Olympus, but wandered about Greece, forbidding her trees to bear fruit, or her grass to grow for the cattle to eat. If this went on much longer, mankind would surely die of hunger. So Zeus made Hera send her messenger Iris down the rainbow with a message to Demeter. "Please be sensible, dear sister, and let things grow again." When Demeter took no notice, Zeus and Poseidon and Hestia and Hera herself to offer her wonderful presents. But Demeter groaned, "Take them away. I shall do nothing for any of you ever until my daughter comes home to me." Then Zeus sent Hermes to tell Hades, Unless you let that girl go home, brother, we shall all be ruined. He also gave Hermes a message for Demeter. You may have Persephone back, so long as she has not yet tasted the food of the dead. Since Persephone had refused to eat even a crust of bread, saying that she would rather starve, Hades could hardly pretend that she had gone off with him willingly. Deciding to obey Zeus, he called Persephone and said kindly, "You seem unhappy here, my dear. You have taken no nourishment at all. Perhaps you had better go home." One of Hades' gardeners, called Ascalaphus, began to hoot with laughter. "Taken no nourishment at all, you say? This very morning I saw her pick a pomegranate from your underground orchard." Hades smiled to himself. He brought Persephone in his chariot to Eleusis, where Demeter hugged her and cried for pleasure. Hades then said, "By the way, Persephone ate 7 red pomegranate seeds. This gardener of mine saw her. She must come down to Tartarus again." "If she goes," screamed Demeter, "I shall never lift my curse from the earth, but let all men and animals die." In the end, Zeus sent Rhea, who was Demeter's mother as well as his own, to plead with her. The two at last agreed that Persephone should marry Hades and spend 7 months of the year in Tartarus, 1 month for each pomegranate seed eaten, and the rest above ground. Demeter punished Ascalaphus by turning him into a hooting long-eared owl, but she rewarded Triptolemus by giving him a bag of barley seed and a plow. At her orders, he went all over the world in a chariot drawn by snakes, teaching mankind how to plow the fields, sow barley seed, and reap the harvest.